JAH-ACE TV is sponsored by Racing Results Inc., where domestic and foreign cars are treated as luxurious as they look. You can come to Racing Results Inc. and also get rentals. Welcome to another episode on JAH-ACE TV. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that as soon as I drop a video, you'll be notified right away. This is an episode you do not want to miss. Please share it with all your peoples.
Salute, and love. You already know who it is. It's JAH-ACE from JAH-ACE TV. Today I'm going to be talking about, the craziness, the madness that goes on inside the prison system. And more or less, the afterlife. What happens after you do a significant time in prison. Because you're going to always hear the good parts about it. Yeah, I was in jail or I did time, and you're gonna hear about people talking about they had it locked down, they did this, they did that, but you're never really gonna hear the effects of doing time. Because it takes its toll on anybody who ever stepped foot in that system. So if you did, some people, you ever hear that saying like, yo man, a day in jail or prison is too long. So imagine years. Imagine 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years of being in that abnormal environment. Imagine the toll that it takes on an individual mentally, emotionally. You know what I mean? And we're not even going to talk about just that part, but what about the physical aspect? Because many individuals get jumped, whether it be by other prisoners or whether it be by corrections officers. So imagine 10, 15 dudes stomping you out. Imagine 10, 15 COs stomping you out, beating you with sticks and stomping your head in the ground with heels on their boots like this. Constantly just kicking you, trying to basically just like break your neck and shit like that, throw you down the stairs, and this break your whole spirit. Imagine individuals who get stabbed up or cut in the face, cut in the head, the neck. Imagine all this taking place in that inhumane environment. Ain't nothing cool about that, but you don't hear those stories about how did you make it out, and once you did make it out, what kind of toll did it take on you mentally? How are you right now? Because most people need therapy that did time. Most people need some type of counseling, something after doing a long bid, because that place can make you go crazy, man. This is why they heavily promote a lot of people taking medication and stuff like that, but that don't help the situation. I just think that therapy and counseling does help. And I used to always wonder, like, yo, damn, why do I snap so easy? Why do I get so angry so fast and things of that nature? And then I had to really humble myself and doing my field of work, which is, counseling, life coaching, motivational speaking, things of that nature. And, I've been to so many different trainings and mental health trainings and mental health youth first aid training, all these different trainings. And I started to realize that even me, I'm subject to that shit, yo. Like I realized, and I had to humble myself and see that I need some counseling too, because I went through a whole lot myself. You see what I'm saying? So part of it, and I'm gonna say a major part of it, is humbling yourself to know that, yo, there's nothing wrong with therapy, man, or some counseling, because, you know, you need help, man. That's a tough situation to be going through when you're taken away from your whole family and the normal things in life. You're just snatched and it's all taken away from you just like this. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of you doing time, family members die, and they bringing you down to funerals and shackles and chains and stuff like that. You know, because most people ain't thinking about things like that when they out there in the streets doing crime and doing dirt. You know, most people thinking they just gonna get away with it, you know, but then when they catch up to you and end up doing time, you're like, damn, yo, you know? So, you know, this right here is gonna be strictly about, you know, what that entails, you know, that internal battle that you deal with once you're released. Because I want a lot of my brothers and sisters out there to just start being real with themselves, because you'll become a better person by doing that.
Many hear about post-traumatic stress disorder and think it can't happen to them. They think they're too smart to get it. They think they're too big to get it. They think they're too wise to get it. They think they have all the answers. But listen to this.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Richard Howard. I'm also known as Brother Mustafa Alameen. I did 2 New York State prison bids in the 90s. Well, for most of the part, I think all the 90s. And some of the traumas that I've endured, or some of the traumas that I've took from me by being away, is I don't trust police, whether they're corrections or law enforcement. I don't trust no officers, because I've seen what they've done, and I've seen what they could do, you know, such as randomly want to strip search you, you know, just come in yourself for no reason at all and want to fight you. And, you know, I guess a lot of times they should take out the aggression that they might have been going through, or taking out the aggression or any type of trial or tribulation they might be want to go through at home. They should want to come in, take it out on the prisoners or, you know, the inmates. And, you know, that's not right, but it's something that happens daily. You know, just because you go to jail don't mean you'll come out. And a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people realize that you're not guaranteed to come out. You know, it's just a part of reality. And I thank God that I made it through, and my family was there for me. But the trauma that you take from being in jail, whether it's you know, some of the scars, a lot of people have physical scars where you can see on their face. I got cut some years ago on Rikers Island. There's a scar I take on, you know, that I carry to this day. Also got stabbed on Rikers Island. And I have a lot of mental trauma by going through that. I don't trust people. I don't trust crowds. I'm always on point when it comes to big crowds and being outside, and I'm just mindful of my surroundings and mindful of the people that I'm around. It's something that stays with you. Well, I know it stays with me. Everybody else have their own individual or personal trauma that they went through by being on Rikers Island or being in different parts of the prison system. It just it makes you a different person, you know, I guess for the rest of your life. That's all I gotta say. Peace.
Subscribe, like, and share. And please leave your comments. Subscribe, like, and share. And please leave your comments.
Hey, what's going on, man? Good morning. I want to speak up a little bit about this mental issue situation, man. My name is D, man. My name is Derek. People call me 3D. I just want to say, man, that the shit is real. And I'm talking about even for myself, you know, and for people that have been in prison, a lot of us don't want to realize it, that a lot of things that we endured in prison, whether it came to family members passing on us, or just the degrading that we got while we was in there, you know, bending over, showing your ass all these officers and things of that nature, getting beat up by these officers at 16, 17, 18 years old. All of that shit put stress on us that we didn't even recognize until we started getting older, whether it was in there or out here. So I just want to say, like, you know, we have to be careful, and we have to start understanding that we do need help a lot of times. Like I said, we ain't talking about we all murderers and acts murderers or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that we do have issues that we need to work within ourselves. That's why some of us explode in a lot of these conversations that we have, or we have these anger issues. So we have to start understanding that we need help also. Like I said, whether it's talking to another comrade, whether it's just talking to actually going to see a site, because we know we don't believe in that. So just make sure we check on each other and check on ourselves as far as our mental health is concerned. Salute.
People in prison experience physical and sexual violence behind bars at alarming high rates. This is a fact. This happens more than people think and more than people know. And this causes a lot of traumas life after prison.
Peace. My name is CB. Everybody call me C-Boy. I want to touch down on this mental health issue. You know, this is something real that we all endured at some point in our life, whether we got bullied in school, whether we had to go through some traumatization while being incarcerated, for those that have been incarcerated, whether it be Rikers Island, up north, things of that nature, even dealing with your environment, your place of residence. And you know, these things that transpire every day, we just take it as a norm. But in all due reality, it happens so much that we just come accustomed to dealing with these things, thinking that it's regular when it's actually not. You know, we all suffer from PTSD, whether you live in the projects, being shot at or shooting at people. You know, it's not normal. You know, it's just not normal for us. And I mean the people are black and brown, melon. You know, so it's something that shouldn't be overlooked. It's something that you should indulge in. It's something to consider. You know, you're not weak if you get counseling. You're not going to be looked down upon it. It's something to help you get ahead and deal with your inner self and maybe find some keys to something that could lead to longevity and positive to you. Peace.
This video is made to make you all aware of the effects that the system has on each and every person that step foot in the system and leave the system. It can become a lifetime effect.
This is Anthony Cepeda, also known as 160 in the streets. I just want to tell you how being incarcerated affected me mentally and still affect me mentally. I did 10 years, 3 years in Rikers Island, 7 years upstate. But them 3 years was the one. Them 3 years felt longer than them 7 years I did upstate. I was in the 3 building. I was in C95. Also did Old Boy. There you gotta be mentally strong, physically strong, and wise. I've been home since 2004. It's a long time. But in my heart, in my mind, I'm still doing time. Not easy. That feeling never go away. Pay attention to your surroundings. Looking at certain objects to check the reflection, see somebody's behind you, who's around you, who's in the room, what people are wearing, their body language. It don't go away. It heightens. Because you gotta survive. How you treat people. How you select your friends. How you learn to turn off and on your feelings, your emotions, your survival instincts. There's times I've been sleeping. I go to sleep, I have nightmares. I'm still doing time. I'm in jail. I used to wake up thinking I'm getting off the bunk to this day. Walking around the jail, walking in the yard, arguing with people. This is all in my dreams. How even though I'm free, not doing nothing, you have one foot in and one foot out. Because in my mind, I seen how easy it was to get locked up and how hard it is to get out. So part of me even is here in the free world, but I also have a part of me that's reserved just in case I go back in. It sounds crazy, but I know I'm not the only one who feels like this. I'm not fully invested being free to this day. My wife gets mad at me because she'd be like, yo, you stop thinking. But I tell her, I say, it's weird. It's just crazy. So I tell her sometimes I feel like sooner or later, one day I'll be back in there. I don't know why. But I guess it's just part of being traumatized, seeing the things I've seen. People getting stabbed in the neck, fighting, racism. There, I thought I seen racism. No, in jail, you see racism. Like, people that you grew up with, you see them. If they either Spanish or black, if they don't have love for you, they'll treat you like an enemy.
Let's not even play around. Let's get right to it. Tune in to JAH-ACE TV on YouTube. Tune in to JAH-ACE TV. Go subscribe. Watch all.
Hey, what's up? My name is Tom. I did 20 years in the New York State Penitentiary. Being in prison, it changed me. I'm not gonna lie. It changed me in ways I never knew until I got out. But it's like I learned how to not feel anymore. Anytime when you're inside, you keep things in a certain space. You know, it's like that's the safe space. You know what I mean? When I got out after doing 20 years, December 1st, 2010, I thought I was ready. I thought it was all good. You know, I'm free. Second day out, I walked up to the store. Somebody said, hey, how you doing? I looked at them like, you know, who are you? You know, why are you even talking to me? That mentality, it messed me up to the point where it damaged the relationship with my parents, with my father and my stepmother. Let me be clear on that. Any relationship I was in with a female, it damaged it because, like I said, you let people to a certain point. And I was good for that. Prison, the things, it's more mental than anything. It eats you. It eats away at you if you allow it. And I didn't realize how damaged I was till I got out. And I was like, God damn, Tom, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, my original PO told me, or came to my parents' house and said, look, you know, Anthony, my name Anthony, just said, oh, do you think it'd be all right if you got some counseling? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need no counseling. For what? You know, and that was a mistake I made because I ain't gonna lie, I was damaged, man. I mean, it's good to be free, but a part of me still had to learn how to be free. Being in prison, it teaches you how to survive in a box. I mean, you can't be a human. You know, I was a number for 20 years. You know, it got to the point I didn't even know my name no more. And people call my name out here, hey, Mr. Page. You know, fuck is this? I mean, it's a hard lesson to learn. Being in prison, when I got out, I should have got help immediately. You know, life may have been different. I mean, it's all good now, but the first few years, I needed help. And I'll say this. If you do any bid, especially if you do a stretch, get some help, man. Get some counseling. Find someone you can talk to. Find someone who can help you. Because it's no joke, man. For real.
This is not Hollywood, so none of the stories that you hear are made up. These individuals have suffered in the hands of the departments of corrections, at the hands of the police, and the system overall. PTSD is real.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me kindly introduce myself. My name is Kevin Markland, aka Flex. I was asked by JAH-ACE to share my experiences, you know, when I was incarcerated behind, as we would say, the G wall. First, I want to share something that I wrote many years ago while I was inside there that hopefully will shed a lot of light of who I am and, you know, who I was and who I am today. The name of this thing that I wrote years ago is called Freedom for Many Will Only Come in a Dream. At the time of my instant offense, I was an immature 18-year-old who decided to drop out of high school to find a job. I wanted to help out my family financially, but due to my lack of education, work experience, and patience, finding a decent job was like finding a needle in a haystack. So once again, I made a bad decision, worse by turning to the streets. A decision that has forever changed my life. Here I am, 15 years of my life spent behind the walls of these modern day concentration camps, shaking my head in disbelief, asking myself, how can I deter these young lives from choosing the nefarious path I partook in paving? Knowledge. Yes, knowledge is the power. And if you can use this publication as a vessel to pass on my redemption of Paul Revere, it will surely be a blessing. The society in which we live in today is heavily soiled with the cataclysmic forces such as drug dealing, robberies, murder, etc. And they are sopping up the youth by the thousands. I, for one, who grew up in a household where morals and values were instilled in me from a very early age, nevertheless, I still fell victim to those insidious forces which led me to my current day of incarceration for manslaughter. I certainly share the responsibility of showing today's generation a lifestyle that has not been conducive to them in the very least. I invested so much in portraying a certain image back then that some of the youth in my neighborhood, Brooklyn, New York, looked up to me as if I was the next big rap star or professional sports figure on the rise. Nowadays, whenever I reflect on my life back then, I realize that I was just a teenage boy playing in a grown man's game. A game with no rules and no wins. In the end, the same team always came out on top, the Department of Corrections. This is something I wrote many years ago. This is my first time reading this in years. And I believe I'm living up to everything that I wrote, saying that I'm a changed man, I'm a better man. I didn't let prison hold me back. Right now I'm an entrepreneur. I own multiple businesses. And I never thought that, that could be me. But I gave myself a chance. And those who's watching this, those throwing stones at the prison walls, give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. And your life and your world will change for the better. JAH-ACE, I appreciate you for reaching out to me. And when you did, this is what made me dig this up. This is something I brought home. I did 17 years. And I've been home 17 years. It's a blessing. I have never been back. And there's no plan for me to go back. I got too much to lose. I got, loved ones who care for me, who supported me during my incarceration, and they still support me to this day. And I gotta show them that, yes, I've made a mistake in my life, but now I'm here to correct it. So once again, blessings upon blessings. May Jah guide and protect you. Peace. JAH-ACE, I salute you. One love.
Being incarcerated in general is traumatizing. The inhuman treatment, lack of compassion, and suffrage of the daily routine is most difficult to survive. But then you add past trauma coming to surface and living in repeated trauma daily. It is no surprise that each year more than 700,000 people leave prison having undergone a traumatic experience. When emerging from the prison system, many will return to society undiagnosed and untreated.
My name is Norman Jenkins, a.k.a. Shabash, a.k.a. Ghost. My state number was 85B0577 and 89A3768. I came home in 2008. In the 14 years that I've been home, I've been falsely arrested 8 times. Even with the police brutally assaulting me and everything. I've been to 4 grand juries, all dismissals and everything, but my PTSD didn't really come from me doing a long stretch, but it came from the 14 years that I've been out here. Piecing my life back together. I got an LLC, we do a 7. I done collaborated on so many adventures since I've been out here, I done rub elbows with the greats. Right now, I'm suffering from PTSD right now, from PSTD, post-stress trauma traumatic syndrome, whatever the fuck, PTSD. I'm just now getting psychological therapy for it. I know that shit sound hard, right? But it's necessary. I kind of lost myself after the first unlawful arrest. Not believing that it couldn't happen to me or that it doesn't happen. It was just more so that it happened. And the way I was treated afterwards by the civil courts, even to right now, they have no regards for anybody with those. And it's crazy because I got a lawsuit, and in the lawsuit, they put my name down as Norman Jenkins, 89A3768. And they put my address down as Fishkill Correctional Facility, even though I haven't been in that jail for 20 years. And it's hard, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. But, any other body that's out there, any other inmate, ex-convict, that suffers from PTSD, it's real, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, ain't nobody gonna give you help. Ain't nobody, not even a dude that's suffering like how you suffering, is not gonna come clean and be like, yo, I suffer from post-traumatic syndrome, post-stress traumatic syndromes. And, I don't know how to keep my equilibrium up. But like I said, me personally, I'm getting psychological therapy for it. I just started it, and I kind of advise that to any brother, man, that whether you on top of your game right now, you still going through the hate cycle, the pain cycle, try getting some psychological help, because it's real, man, and I know it's real. And there's nowhere to sit it down at because, we don't even talk to each other. My brother Ace, JAH-ACE, he encouraged me to do this, and I do feel a little relieved that I'm able to just say what I said just now. Peace.
Greetings, my name is Maurice DeFritas, formerly known as Mo Blonde. So I just want to shed a little bit of light today for the families who have loved ones that are incarcerated or formerly incarcerated. Being a man, formerly incarcerated myself, right? There's one thing that we go through post-incarceration, right? And that's mental health issues and post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I can only tell my truth. I was arrested at the age of 15 and got out like 90 days before my 33rd birthday. And the things that I experienced throughout my entire time, for me to tell you that I came home and I presented as normal, I would be lying. Because between the stabbings, the beatings of the officers, the language, some of the things, you know, the words that they use to refer to us, and that comes from inmates, prisoners, as well as the police. They treat you horrible. We're literally fucked up, I guess, for lack of a better word. And they expect for you to actually come back. They release you back to your families and in society as if everything is okay when it's not, because this stuff mentally and psychologically takes a toll on you, where you go to interact in normal environment under circumstances and you really can't. Why? It's because you haven't experienced life in this way before, and the situation that you were in were not normal. So now they release you from a abnormal environment back into a normal environment and expect for you to function well. That's not possible, and that's not really what happens. So to you families out there who are receiving your loved ones back, take your time and be patient with them, because they're gonna need it, because they were placed in abnormal circumstances and environments that were not normal to them, and they had to adapt and adopt certain ways in order to survive on every level, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, right? So having said that, I'll just leave you with this. The way I'm affected by PTSD post-incarceration is that whenever I hear or smell certain things, or even if I'm inside a place, like I live in a home that has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. I need it to be bigger. I want a bigger home, and I can't wait till I get one, because I was used to being locked in this small space for 17 years, almost 20 years. And now, so when I get out, what happens? I want even bigger space, because I don't want to feel like I'm claustrophobic or being placed in an environment where it's suppressing me, where I feel that it's too small for me, right? That's just one of the ways. And there's so many different ways that other people are affected in terms of interactions and other things where, you know, it's inexplicable. You know, sometimes we need to take it upon ourselves and say, you know what, let me go get a therapist, or let me sit down with somebody to be able to understand exactly what it is that I'm going through. All right? So